Good afternoon, Western Washington, and happy Sunday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and today we're going to take a look at the forecast for the next few days, mainly the extreme cold coming up for parts of Western Washington, especially in the mornings. So let's start here with the satellite imagery. You can see we have some areas of clouds, some potential snow showers there along the northern Olympic Peninsula. We are hopefully going to be clearing out through the rest of today, and it's going to be nice and sunny. That will also allow us to get colder. You can see right now we have some clearing for parts of Western Washington, mainly north of Everett there, and it's starting to clear out a little bit across parts of the Puget Sound metro area there, but we will see how this goes through the rest of today. You can see, taking a look at the radar, a little bit of some shower activity there along the northern Olympic Peninsula. Other than that, the radar is quiet across Western Washington. Taking a look here at the overall pattern on the European model, you can see that we have some showers throughout the day today. Those are going to clear out. Then we dry out with this ridge building. You can see that lasts all the way through Wednesday into Thursday there, and then you see this system that moves into central Oregon there, pushes a snow band up north of it, but that barely gets into the into southwest Washington there, does not impact the Puget Sound area before that system pushes out of the area. So basically we will remain dry all of this week before it looks like some mountain snow and lowland rain begins on Saturday evening, getting heavy on Sunday and continuing at times through Monday into Tuesday. And then potentially another system moving toward the area through next week, but that is getting a little bit more uncertain. We'll take a look at that in the coming days. Taking a look at the total snow through this entire week, this goes through Sunday, February 16th, 10 p.m. You can see where that system to our south could bring potentially a couple of inches of snow around the Portland area, maybe an inch or so to Vancouver, Washington, Longview, and Kelso areas, and potentially a dusting to parts of the southwest interior, but that's kind of unlikely. Through Sunday the 16th, you can see up to a foot of snow at the passes, a little bit more there around White Pass and Paradise, up toward 18 inches at White Pass there. And you can see a lot of eastern Washington will be getting some decent amounts of snow, most likely over the next week or so, looking at 3 to 7 inches across all of eastern Washington there through next week, especially with that system there on Thursday and Friday, and then some of those systems coming in this upcoming weekend. Taking a look here at the wind speed, you can see this is also looking at the wind streamline, so you can see where the wind is coming from. As we go through the day today into Monday, you can see that Fraser outflow starts to pick up again, especially as we go through Monday morning. Across parts of Whatcom and San Juan counties, you get that pushing down the Puget Sound. That's going to really help clear us out and dry us out, and that continues. That northerly flow turns a little bit more offshore through Tuesday and continues northerly offshore flow through Wednesday there, and we remain offshore all the way through Thursday ahead of that system. And you can see that we don't turn that flow back on shore until likely this upcoming weekend. So it's going to be dry, it's going to be cold, and that offshore flow will keep the precipitation away for sure and really dry us out a lot. So now taking a look at the temperatures, this is low temperatures for Monday morning. You can see it's going to start getting pretty chilly. Areas from Everett southward likely in the low to mid 20s. Some of the areas in the foothills there in the low 20s, and from Everett northward, lows in the upper teens to low 20s, except mid 20s near the water. You can see the coast dropping down into the upper 20s. Now take a look at how that decreases as we go into Tuesday morning there. The National Blended Models here calling for lows in the low 20s around Seattle, areas from Seattle southward in the mid-teens to low 20s. You can see 19 in Olympia, 17 out there in Graham at the Pierce County Airport. Outlying areas of western Washington there could get into the low to mid-teens. You can see down towards Chehalis in the upper teens there. Mid-20s along the coast, that's pretty chilly for out there. And then you can see areas from Seattle northward near the water, you're likely in the low to mid-20s. And up the I-5 corridor there from Snohomish County up to the Canadian border, lows will be in the low to mid-teens. Wednesday looks a tad bit cooler for parts of the Puget Sound area. You can see Seattle again in the low to mid-20s, areas from Seattle southward in the mid to upper teens, likely low 20s near the water there. Similar mid-20s there on the coast, parts of the northern inland waters there in the low to mid-20s, and then Everett northward likely in the mid to upper teens again on Wednesday morning. Thursday morning, we start to warm up a little bit, but you really won't feel it that much. You can see Everett northward again in the mid-teens to low 20s, near the water a little bit warmer, and then from Everett southward, you can see lows in the upper teens to mid-20s there. Those upper teens likely along the I-5 corridor from Olympia southward, and then around areas south of Tacoma. And you can see as we go to Friday, we start to warm back up mid-20s across most of the area near the water, closer into the 30s. And then as we go to Saturday morning, you can see we warm up a little bit more, upper 20s to low 30s across most of western Washington. And finally, by Sunday morning, we get above freezing for those overnight lows. So it will definitely be a pretty cold week, especially in the mornings. We also want to take a look here at maximum temperatures. So you can see Monday's highs likely going to be in the upper 30s to low 40s for the Seattle metro area. But north of Snohomish County there, you can see up near Bellingham, those highs are only in the mid-30s. Go into Tuesday, you can see the highs drop a little bit for most of the area, mid to upper 30s for highs on Tuesday in western Washington there. And then you can see Wednesday, we get back up into the low 40s for most of the region, except Whatcom and San Juan counties there in the upper 30s. Going into Thursday, we remain in the upper 30s to low 40s across western Washington. Warm up a little bit more on Friday there with highs into the low 40s. And then low to mid 40s by Saturday, warming up further to the mid to upper 40s there on Sunday. So you can see it's going to take a while for us to get out of this cold snap, and it's going to be a very cold week, especially in the mornings across western Washington. Now, this is another thing I wanted to look at. This is apparent temperature. So this is basically the wind chill, what the feels like temperature is. With these northerly winds and then some easterly winds through the gaps in the Cascades, it's going to feel very cold in the mornings here. So we'll look at what it's going to feel like each morning. So this is Monday at 7 a.m. You can see it feels like temperatures in the 20s across most of western Washington, except where that Fraser outflow is going. You can see those feels like temperatures in the low teens there for parts of Whatcom County there, and some parts of Whatcom County, like around Bellingham, Linden, some of those areas will have those feels like temperatures around 8 to 10 degrees or so. As we go to, you can see Tuesday morning there, Tuesday at 7 a.m., those feels like temperatures get even colder. Up in the mountains, you're likely going to have at like Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass, feels like temperatures of 0 to negative 5 degrees. You can see on the coast, feels like temperatures in the mid to upper teens. In the Puget Sound area, you can see it will feel like in the mid-teens to low 20s, except near some of the foothills, it'll feel like as cold as 0 degrees. And then you can see from Everett northward, those feels like temperatures are 5 to 15 degrees. As we go to Wednesday morning, this will be the coldest in terms of wind chills across most of the metro area there. You can see those feels like temperatures in the mid-teens on Wednesday morning there. So be really careful about how long you're outside. If you have to walk to work, maybe get some protective clothing for that, because these feels like temperatures can cause frostbite in as little as 30 minutes, especially in some of these outlying areas there near the foothills, like North Bend. You could have feels like temperatures in the single digits. Snoqualmie Pass, Stevens Pass, those feels like temperatures negative 5 to negative 10 degrees. And Everett northward there, you can see those feels like temperatures between 0 and 15. And then as we go to Thursday morning, you can see it will not feel as cold. We'll still have those feels. Actually, pardon me, it will be a little bit colder than I was expecting to see there Thursday morning with those offshore winds. That feels like temperatures will get pretty cold again. There's Thursday morning there. You can see across all of western Washington feels like temperatures in the teens there 7 a.m. Thursday. You can see in the mountains those feels like temperatures around negative 10 to negative 15 degrees. You can see even around the Seattle metro area feels like as low as 15 there on Thursday morning. By the time we get to Friday morning, it's a tad bit warmer with those feels like temperatures there in the mid-20s. So now taking a look here at the ensemble forecast, you can see our overall pattern here. We're cold this week, lows in the 20s, highs in the 30s. But then as we go into next week and toward the end of February, we start to warm up pretty steadily here. This is for SeaTac Airport. You can see similar trend for Bellingham. Those lows, the ensemble mean for Bellingham on Tuesday morning is 12 degrees. So that just tells you how cold it's going to be, because that's an average. So it could be colder or warmer than that. Bellingham is going to be below freezing for a couple days, and then we'll start to warm up as we go into the rest of February there. And you can see similar trend in Olympia, just not as cold. Now taking a look at the ensemble forecast for precipitation here at SeaTac, and you can see we will stay dry all the way through this week, and then as we start next weekend, go into late Saturday into Sunday, you can see there's pretty good agreement on a nice round of rain coming in, near an inch of rain likely around this time, and then some uncertainty going into the extended forecast on if we will get more rain or any storms or anything like that, so stay tuned for more on that. And as always, you can follow me here on Western Washington Weather. Be sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell, like, and share these videos. I am frequently getting more subscribers here as I grow past 1,000, so that's awesome to see. Thank you all for following along. Please be sure to like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, on Twitter, and on the Western Washington Weather Facebook group. The links to all of those are in the description, so stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys likely on Tuesday morning.